About a week ago, I submitted an offer for a client that was $85,000 over the asking price. Fully waived appraisal contingency, they were giving the seller a 60-day free rent back, and we were not the winning offer. So that happened. I'm going to tell you all about this crazy market starting now. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jessica Genung. I'm a realtor in the Temecula Valley with Active Realty. I hope everyone had a really great Easter weekend and it's back to work for us. In this monthly Trenches report that we've started doing, I share with you some firsthand stories to paint a picture of what it's really like to buy and sell in our current market environment. So back to the $85,000 over the asking price story that I mentioned in the intro. This property was actually priced pretty close to market value. It's not like it was way underpriced. It had all the features that buyers are looking for. It had the Temecula location, but it was on an older street. It wasn't like a hot neighborhood, but it was a nice central location and the houses on the street were really well maintained. It was priced at $725,000 and it had a really large 22,000 square foot lot, although there was a lot of slope in the backyard, so not a lot of the lot was usable, but slope can provide a lot of nice privacy. It had a pool and a spa, paid for solar, and it had a lot of remodeling work done on the interior as well, because I think it was built in the 80s, but a lot of it had been redone. My client really wanted this property and they offered $800,000 and they waived the appraisal contingency, like I said, gave them the 60-day free rent back. My opinion of where the appraisal was going to come in at was going to be maybe around $750,000 or $760,000 because there were some pretty strong comps over that, but they were larger and had a little bit more usable space in the backyard. So was fully willing and able to make up the appraisal contingency. So submitted the offer, and right now there is we're not seeing as many counter offers as we normally do. So our advice is to just come in with your highest and best right off the bat, because when there's so many offers over list price, sometimes the sellers, they just take one of those. That's happening very often right now. So these sellers did decide to counter several offers actually. So they had 17 offers on the property and we get an email saying to come in with the best that you can, price and terms wise. So when you are, what are we, 75,000 over asking at that point, and you get an email to send us the very best that you can do, it makes you feel a little bit icky, but that's the reality of the market that we're in. Not all sellers do decide to counter when they get great offers, but some, if you've seen my video here, really are trying to maximize every dollar that they possibly can. So like I said, my client really wanted the property. They did decide to raise their price a little bit. They went up to $810,000 and they still were not the winning offer. And the feedback on the winning offer was, I think it had to do with the rent back. So somebody gave them even longer than a 60-day free rent back. And so that one was really tough. But I wanted to share that story with you so that you could get a sense about how competitive it is for the hot properties in Temecula that have a lot of features. So losing a property going $85,000 over is actually uncommon, but what's not uncommon is losing a property going 40 or 50 over. I had a client, we've been working with him for the past couple months. He was doing a 1031 exchange, so we sold, he had a condo in San Diego. We sold that for him and he was exchanging it for an investment property up here in the Murrieta area, which he planned to retire to and move into the property in the Murrieta area. So we were under the gun of the time frame of the 1031 exchange, which is 45 days to identify your replacement property. We put in several offers for this client. Very well qualified client, writing great offers, $250,000 down. We're waiving appraisal contingencies. We were 40 to 50,000 over on, I think we lost like 3 or 4 properties, I want to say. They were really nice properties in hot neighborhoods, but they didn't even have pools. They were just very well maintained. They were all single stories, so like these neighborhoods were Red Hawk, and we put in a couple offers on Central Park and 40 or 50 over with even this strong of a buyer, and we didn't get it. In a lot of those instances, we did lose out to cash. But we did ultimately find him a great property in the very desirable area of Copper Canyon over in West Murrieta. So the home that he ended up purchasing, it was on a great lot, really nice backyard, no pool, but pool-sized lot, over 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms. It's going to be a great rental for him. The property was listed, I believe, at $590,000, and he was able to purchase the property for $605,000. So that one went for $15,000 over the asking price. Let's talk about new construction. About half of our business is new construction. We had 5 clients move into their new construction homes in March. A lot of buyers in our current market are focusing on new construction so they don't have to deal with the bidding wars that we're having in the resale market. And we are having success getting those clients great homes. But as you may know from one of my recent videos, one of the builders has switched to an offers format. So you can check out that video if you're interested. It is unusual to have to bid on a new construction home, but some builders are trying to further capitalize on this really strong selling market. So bidding on one of these homes, like Pulte has started doing this, is actually much easier than bidding on a resale home. They aren't doing the counter offers, they're just picking from the submitted offers, and the decisions are being made fairly quickly. So you might be wondering, how much are they going over the asking price? Well, the last phase release, I had 3 clients that were bidding on different homes, and they were all around $15,000 over the asking price. And actually none of them were the winning bid. I think that it's taking about $30,000 to $50,000 over currently. My personal opinion is that I do think that this trend of going way over the asking price is going to be slowing soon. So I'm going to be talking about that in my next week's video, which is going to be a market report where I run the numbers, and I am starting to see a little bit of a breaking point with clients where they're just at their max budget, they can't do any more. So I don't see any sign right now currently of prices declining. But I do think that they're not going to be going up as rapidly as they have been over the past year. New construction cancellations, that is another opportunity to get a home in this market. I had 3 clients last month go under contract on cancellation. So for whatever reason, the previous buyer could not perform on the home and it came back to the market, and then my clients were able to get those. We're seeing a lot of cancellations in the resale market as well. So we had several transactions recently that have come back available to our buyers after losing out in a multiple offer situation. So just because you didn't initially get the property, there is always a chance that it might come back around. I think because the buyers are having to be so aggressive, the original buyers of the property, to win against multiple offers, that there is some buyer's remorse, and once they get into escrow, they might have a change of heart. A recent client of ours, buyer client, moved into a great pool home in Winchester that they loved, that they did not originally win in the initial round of offers. The original buyers backed out, and the listing agent remembered our offer and asked if our buyers were still interested. So our clients, they were still very interested, and they were able to lock up the property without the property being listed on the market again. Last week, another buyer client of ours got a property on a cancellation. We had been struggling getting this buyer a home as well. Another very well qualified buyer, great down payment, using my preferred lender, and we were making offers about $30,000 over list price, waiving the appraisal contingency, and we still lost a few homes. But one came back after the original buyer did not move forward with the transaction after they received a low appraisal, even though that buyer had waived the appraisal contingency. Apparently, that was the second time this buyer had canceled due to a low appraisal, which is an eyebrow raiser for me. Your agent should be able to advise you where the appraised value is likely to come in. If and when the appraisal comes in low, this should not have been a surprise to this buyer. There is some hokey pokey stuff going on in this crazy market, and some buyers, they're rolling the dice hoping for miracles on the appraisals. When that miracle doesn't happen, they are often out the expenses that they have already paid, such as the cost of the appraisal and the home inspection. In the case of this buyer, they are out those fees twice. I hope this information helps you get a feel for what our current market is like and decide if you are ready to enter a market like this one. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and I would love it if you found this information helpful. If you would also hit that like button. I'll see you next week. Bye.